Hey, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back to the Media Goose channel. It is I, the Media Goose, your friend Ryan, and the goose is loose, baby. Hi! I'm coming at you today with the first edition of Monologue Monday. I've talked about it a lot, and I'm so excited to finally have my first episode today. On the end of the last Goose's Loose podcast, I read a monologue. This is going to be one I actually have memorized. I used it for an audition recently, so I figured I might as well record it and get it posted. This monologue is from one of my favorite plays of all time by probably my favorite playwright, Tom Stoppard. He is... I just love the way he comes at humor. The Real Inspector Hound is kind of like Clue, the murder mystery, but it's a spoof on the entire genre of murder mystery. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead is an amazing existential play. It's kind of a riff on Waiting for Godot with the existentialism and the absurdism and the kind of isolated nature of it. It's just lovely. So this monologue is from The Real Inspector Hound, the character Moon. There are two critics who go to see a play, and they end up getting dragged into the play. And the two critics are Bird Boot and Moon. I played Bird Boot in college. Bird Boot is kind of the womanizer, the person who uses his position as a critic to sleep with women and actresses. And Moon is the second string to the other critic, and he kind of has like this big sense of existential dread about the nature of being second place, second fiddle, even in his own life. So existentialism and absurdism are a massive part of this. The Real Inspector Hound is one of my favorite plays, so I am gonna just go ahead and do this. I love doing monologues. I think as an actor, it's a really good way to stay fresh. When I was a younger actor, I was told a lot to make big choices, take chances, make risks, and you gotta risk it for the biscuit. So y'all, I hope you enjoy this first installment of Monologue Monday from The Real Inspector Hound, the character Moon. It is as if we only existed one at a time, combining to achieve continuity. I keep space warm for Higgs. My presence defines his absence. His absence confirms my presence. His presence precludes mine. When Higgs and I walk down this aisle to share our common seat, the ocean will fall into the sky and trees will hang with fishes. The very sight of me with a complimentary ticket is enough. The city is impassable. The streets are rising, and the cry goes out from hill to hill. Where is Higgs? Perhaps he's dead at last. Or stuck in a lift somewhere. Oh, or succumbed to amnesia, wandering the land with his turnip stuffed with ticket stubs. It will follow me to my grave and become my epitaph. Here lies Moon, the second string. Where's Higgs? Sometimes I dream of revolution. A bloody coup d'etat by the second rank. Actors slaughtered by their understudies. Magicians sawn in half by indefatigably smiling glamour girls. Cricket teams wiped out by marauding bands of 12th men. I dream of champions chopped down by rabbit-punching sparring partners, while eternal bridesmaids turn and rape the bridegrooms over the sausage rolls, while private parliamentary secretaries plant bombs in the minister's umber. Comedians die on provincial stages, robbed of their feeds by mutely triumphant stooges, and march an army of assistants and deputies, the second strings, the runners-up, the right-hand men, storming the palace gates wherein the second son has already committed regicide with a croquet mallet. Stand-ins of the world, stand up! Sometimes I dream of Higgs. I don't know. All right. And that is that. It feels good to record this and post it because I've put a lot of work into it over the last couple of weeks to get it audition ready. Finding levels in monologues is really important, and there's a kind of build that starts happening, and I think it's important to not jump to the end of the build too soon. That felt the most animated I've ever done it. I had to cut it a little bit more for the audition I did because the audition said 1 to 2 minutes for the time. And I've been in settings where timing matters, and going over time has lost me awards. So I was not going to go over. So I cut some of that out to get it down to the 2-minute time frame, but still have enough of that build to that final climactic. For Moon, that's like... Moon is such an internalized character, and that monologue is one of the rare moments we see him allow himself to express himself. So it is unnatural and uncomfortable for him, so it's not like, I don't know, Belushi at the end of Animal House, where he's like totally brazen and like, I don't know, full force. With Moon, he doesn't have that extrovert. It's all an act. So, yeah, y'all, that's Monologue Monday. I'm not going to have this video go too long. I want this to become a recurring series. I can't say it'll happen every Monday for sure, but anytime I do a monologue that I have to use in real life for an audition, I'll definitely get it recorded, and I'll try to do at least one kind of worked on monologue a month. I think it'll help me stay fresh as an actor as well. You never know what an audition is going to ask for. It's kind of wild. I feel like in the last few years I've been asked to do less audition monologues than ever. In fact, I think the only 2 auditions I've done that made me do a monologue in the last few years were for the same professional theater. Everywhere else is like just come in and sing, or we do cold reads from the script. Not saying that's wrong at all, but I really like getting to do monologues. That was like where I cut my teeth as an actor in my acting classes. So getting to do this is a ton of fun. If you're an actor, I encourage you to do it too. Post on your social media and say Monologue Monday. If you send the video over, I'll post it on the channel as well. Actors, I don't see a lot of actors like share about their process, and I think that's something I really want to do. So y'all, let me know what you thought of my monologue today. It was a lot of fun to get to perform it in this setting. Trying to think if there's anything else I want to say. If you've never done acting and you're interested, reach out. Part of what I do picking a monologue is matching a monologue to an artist or a monologue to... I auditioned for a show the other day, and I picked that monologue to be considered for a specific part in a specific show. And I think there is an artistry in that. Because if you pick the wrong monologue and you walk into an audition room and what you just performed doesn't indicate to any kind of through line of, this is what is in our season, where can I plug that in? That matters. That really matters in my opinion. I thought back in college, that was something that put me apart, was I always found the right monologues to be considered for the part I want to be considered for. Not the part they'll consider me for, what I want to put in their head to see me as. So if you want some help with that, reach out. I'd love to do it, honestly. For myself, I'm kind of one type of actor, so I don't get to, explore a lot outside of that. But if you want help with that kind of thing, reach out. I love to talk acting, art, monologues. I'd love to talk about all of it. So y'all, like the video if you're still here, subscribe and comment down below. All of those things are going to help my videos get to a larger audience. Thank you for hanging out today. The goose is out. Hey!